Today, I finally decide I'm getting rich by any means possible. Y'all, it's not hard, but it's hard living in the world we live in, and like me being as young as I am, like trying to stay out of the world and like have self-control from like lust and like all the things that young people do. It's really hard. Like, it's really hard, but I pray every day, and the more closer I get to God, the easier it gets. And then like every time I indulge in those things, I always feel so convicted. That's when I know that I'm a part of the righteous, so I really can't do what everybody else is doing, because a lot of people don't know God, and a lot of people like said no to God, so he doesn't know them. I mean, he knows them, but like those really aren't his people, and I'm one of his people, so I have to set an example, for myself. And it's hard fighting with your flesh, you feel me? But I'm gonna get through it. It's gonna be worth it. Cause God is the greatest. Yeah. Baggy jeans. Like, they're gonna be really baggy. Like, really, 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 really baggy. Like, not even a little bit baggy. A lot of bit baggy. Appreciate all my supporters. Y'all, we finna hit 1.5K. That's crazy. Like, God is so good. Like, I don't get a crazy amount of views, but I be grateful for the little 200, 300 views I be getting. I be ecstatic because I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm lazy. I don't feel like ripping the seam. I don't feel like doing that. Okay? Cut along this. Next, turn it around, and you see this. Y'all see this? Cut along that part. You don't want this ridge on here. I cut this off. The reason I cut it off is because I don't like sewing on top of this. It's a little too thick, and I just like to sew on top of just regular, this plain jeans. So that your jeans should look like this. Your jeans should look like this. Let me make a thumbnail. Your jeans should look like this. Open like that. Regular, flat. Now, these are the jeans that I'm using in the inseam. So basically, y'all, think about this. Think about this. I'm adding jean in the inner parts of the jean to make it wider. You get it? Okay. After you cut the middle seam out of these jeans, you want to do this. Just line it up like this and just cut. And this is the fabric that you're gonna use in the inner of the jean. This jeans, and you'll be Gucci. And you'll be. Next, you wanna get your yard stick. You see how this is? It's gonna be small and it's gonna go out like that. So I'm just gonna. The wider you go, like down, the wider down you go is how wide your bottom of your pants is going to be. So I want them to be like really wide, so I'm going to kind of go like low-key wide, like really wide. I'm just gonna... After it's cut, it should look like that. And just repeat the same process for the other piece. Parts right here, I cut from down up. So this seam part still, just rip this thread so it could just come up. After you rip that seam, rip the other seam to the jeans, iron it. Make sure you have an iron because you want the seam to be flat. Iron it after you rip it. And iron. Rip, flip, and iron. Rip, flip, and iron. You do that. Y'all, I have a Singer heavy duty sewing machine. Singer heavy duty. Big gray box. I love this sewing machine. It gives me hell sometimes, but I love it. Make sure both of the jeans by the edges are facing. Make sure they are facing each other. You see how they're both facing each other? Make sure they're facing each other like this and sew along this right here. Just straight stitch, straight back stitch, seal it and sew it. You're gonna wanna make sure you're in straight stitch mode. All of this, y'all, I don't know how your stuff supposed to be. I just do it however it works. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not no freaking sewologist. Don't overthink this stuff, y'all. It's not all that hard. Don't overthink it. The more you do it, the better you're gonna get. I'm not a pro, but I ain't no hoe. And I ain't falling in love with no hoe. Okay. Everything should look like this. This is a little bit uneven, but it's okay. We're gonna sew along this anyways. Like I said, I'm not perfect, and I don't like, you know. I'm just like you, learning. Just sew this little piece down flat. But you can really fix that little unevenness by doing this. Just finessing. It's all about the finesse. Where are my scissors? There they are. You can really just cut it and just go along with it. And there we go. Everything together, sewn together. And I'm finna, do you see this part of the jean? Grab this part here. See this here? This part, the front of the jean. You take this part, you flip it, and you sew. You're sewing this together. So you have the front of the jean, the front. You should be looking, when you flip this, you should be looking at the back of your, what you just sewed together. You put that right there. And you're gonna sew that, back stitch this part, but back stitch it. And when I say back stitch, if you look straight at your sewing machine, it has a button that says reverse. You go forward by just pressing the pedal. Then if you want to go back, you hold it down and it's going to, you press the pedal and you hold it down and it's going to reverse and sew your back stitch. You always sew a back stitch into every stitch you do in order to like seal it. Because if you don't, the stitch is just loose. So after you do that, you don't do nothing. You keep it just like how it is. You straighten up your fabrics. You straighten up this part. And you line it up along this whole jean. You sew along this right here. You're sewing along this. All of that. You line it up. It has to be lined up. And you sew it all the way to the bottom. See that? I'm lining this up. I'm going to sew along that. After you do that, flip it over and sew the other side. Sew along the other side. And when you finish sewing both sides, your middle should look like this. Okay, after that, turn the jean inside out. Turn it inside out. The same, now you get, this is the back of the pants. The back, this inside out. You take the other side of this, this, and you sew this part. You sew that together, and then you just sew along you just sew along everything else. You're basically just putting the pants back together. You just added a piece of the pants, and you're putting it back together. You feel me? And after you sew both sides, it should look like this. You sew along, it should look just like this. You feel me? How wide, look y'all. We went from little legs to big legs. Little legs to big legs. Iron along the seam, flatten everything out, get everything crisp. To get that seam, just pull the seam a little bit, then iron. These are the, like, do y'all see the bagginess? Y'all see the bagginess? Like, this is what we're trying to achieve. And we achieved it. And you just achieved it. Give yourself a round of applause. I love these. Should I put like a hole right there? I think I should. Okay, so y'all, these are how it looks right now. I hemmed the bottoms. Don't mind my feet. I hemmed the bottom, and I distressed like on my knee. I marked where my knee was because I wanted like a big hole on my knee. Because I kind of wanted these to look like these Balenciaga jeans. But this is how they look. Like, so when I walk, it's like a, you know, like my knee kind of pokes out when I walk. I hope that was a good tutorial, y'all. Y'all should be able to do this. This is very easy, self-explanatory. Yeah. Comment down below what more videos y'all want me to post. You feel me? I might post like more sewing videos. I really don't like explaining though. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna do it for y'all. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.